It appears the day has come. Alex Jones has finally given up on Donald Trump. Whoa. Now, the conspiracy theorist, fresh off his devastating losses in court over having defamed the family of a Sandy Hook elementary school shooting victim, is now dropping Donald Trump and going to Team DeSantis.
Pig-headedly support him a few years ago, even though I disagreed with his warp speed, because I thought that we had to keep him in office because of the nightmare scenario if Hillary or Biden got in, back before they were officially running. But that said, I am supporting DeSantis. DeSantis is just gone from being awesome to being unbelievably good. And I don't just watch a man's actions, as Christ said, judge a tree by its fruits. I can also look in his eyes on HD video, and I see the real sincerity.
I just looked in his eyes. I saw the sincerity. You know what I'm saying? I looked deep into those eyes. So deep, you couldn't even imagine. I could see his soul. And in his soul, it's a beautiful man. Beautiful human being. So sincere. I'm going to leave it at that, okay? All right, so look, Jones also added that DeSantis is better than Trump, way better than Trump. Oh, okay. Now, look, here's the thing. Jones might actually be correct about one thing, in one respect at least, okay? And that's when he talks about the sincerity of Ron DeSantis. DeSantis is doing the things that he is doing, and they are terrible things, because he actually does believe in those things. Ron DeSantis is a fascist. Ron DeSantis, unfortunately, is also a competent fascist. So that's why a lot of people, and I've been saying this for a long time, and a lot of lefties has been saying it as well, that's why he's more dangerous than Trump. Because where DeSantis and Trump differ is that Donald Trump, and we know this, he sought power to enrich himself. Okay, that's why he wanted to become president, so he could stuff money into his pockets and to feed his ego. So Donald Trump has no ideology other than me. How's it going to help me? Okay, that's great. I don't really care about the country. How's it going to help me? Now, Ron DeSantis, however, does have a real ideology. He believes in the things that he does and in a far-right vision of America. And guess what? He's been putting that into practice in Florida for some time. That's what makes him incredibly dangerous. And look, some of the things that he's done, by the way. He's already created a security office to investigate allegations of mass voter fraud. Okay? Again, there's no documented mass voter fraud. It doesn't matter. He's going to do it anyway. Now, this office has massive penalties with fines up to $50,000 for doing things as simple as failing to submit voter registration forms within a 2-week window. DeSantis has also signed legislation forcing former felons to repay financial obligations before their rights to vote would be reinstated. Now, that's essentially a way to create a poll tax. Oh, first we're going to lock you up for bullshit reasons, throw you in jail, and then heap these massive fines on top of you. And then when you get out, after you serve your time, well, if you want to vote, then you're going to have to come up with all this money to pay these fines. Good luck. Well, again, having that on your record, depending on the crime, not having that record expunged, having a difficult time finding a job, you're just not going to be able to vote. It's a way to disenfranchise people. And he's been doing a lot of this because he wants to really, just crush democracy in Florida. And if you think he'll do all this stuff, I mean, since he's already doing this stuff in Florida, you think he's not going to do this if he becomes president? There's more. Last year, he pushed a series of voting restrictions that included limits on mail-in ballot drop boxes, new requirements on voter registrations, and even made it more difficult to give food and water to people who are waiting in line. He's also cracked down on peaceful protests, limited tenure for professors at state universities, while accusing them of course, indoctrinating students, signed the Don't Say Gay bill, which of course bans any discussion or acknowledgement of gender ideology or identity in public schools, as well as of course going after discussions about race and racism, calling that critical race theory, which it really isn't. The teaching and materials of Florida schools, as I had covered on a previous episode, were meant to push right-wing Christianity onto students, and even claims that licentious behavior is a path towards tyranny. Licentious behavior. Basically, sexual immorality, or otherwise known as
sexual anarchy,
that will lead you to tyranny and totalitarianism. I mean, it's just, but I'm not even done yet. His spokeswoman, Christina Pushaw, regularly retweets the online hate and smear account Libs of TikTok, which right now, along with Matt Walsh, are literally threatening doctors at children's hospitals and directing their legions of brain dead followers to try and, threaten and get these doctors killed, because they believe that, and again, this is not true, that these hospitals are doing like sex change surgeries on children. It's just not, it's not true at all. It doesn't matter though. Facts don't matter. They're doing this anyway. It's disgusting. So again, the guy and the people around him are just incredibly dangerous. Incredibly dangerous. That said, when compared to Trump, at least what we're looking at right now, DeSantis at the moment doesn't have much of a chance of becoming the 2024 nominee. In fact, after the FBI search of Mar-a-Lago, DeSantis lost ground. Trump actually gained about 10 points in the polling, which he was already massively ahead. That said, speculation, okay? Poll numbers, of course, will change. Donald Trump hasn't announced a run for president. Neither has Ron DeSantis. We know that they both do have presidential aspirations. But right now, Donald Trump's got a lot of legal issues. So if Trump is somehow knocked out of the running, again, related maybe to the FBI search of Mar-a-Lago. Remember, they did find classified nuclear documents. That might be something that could stop Donald Trump from running. So if that happens, who's going to be the number two? Ron DeSantis. So to me, I don't think Alex Jones is a dumb person. Corrupt? Yes. Terrible? Yes. A grifter? Yes, absolutely. And so here is Alex Jones, the businessman, saying, I think there might be some trouble with Trump. Might be time to jump off that train. Might be time to, start looking for an alternative. And that, again, it might be a good indicator of how serious at least some are thinking this is. And again, it could be just Jones by himself making this decision and saying, I see the writing on the wall. Let me tell you, the deep state's going to take down Donald Trump, FBI. Might as well go to DeSantis. I don't know. But again, remember, Alex Jones does play a character. He wants to make money. And so it could be that he sees Ron DeSantis as maybe the best way to start doing that.